Hi, this is Rock and Robbie SF from the ECF forums and a store on YouTube, and today I'm going to be talking about my Provari and upgrading it from version 1 to version 2. Now, I'm not going to go into the technical aspects of the Provari because people can do it a lot better than I can, and I'll point you to Phil Busardo, who did a very in-depth review of the Provari. But this is sort of going to be a discussion about my journey into vaping. Now, you'll notice that I don't really review a lot of mods, mostly because I don't have a lot of mods. I have 3 mods. I have a Blug, which is a stick mod, kind of pricey. You could probably get a better deal with it, but it's a pretty decent device. But then I wanted to upgrade after I got that. I had 4 Blugs. This is my only one left. 2 of them I gave away with the charger to a friend to get him off smoking and get started vaping. And the other one wound up in the washing machine. And if you're wondering, they do not like washing machines. And then I had the Kago, which is sort of my go-to device. And then I wanted to have a device, a larger tube mod for dual coil tanks. Because all these videos I was seeing, people were just loving these dual coil tanks. They would last forever because you can, like, you know, fill up with juice. I really wanted to do a dual coil tank at higher voltages. I wanted to see what that's like. People said, oh, the flavor improves, the vapor improves, etc., etc. So I did all my research. Which one should I get? And they can be, I'm using some Jim Cramer sound effects, they can be kind of pricey. And I don't know how some of these people do it, like Mer Griffin, the mod junkie. She has like a ton of different mods, each with a tank with a different juice in it. She has this TARDIS Doctor Who PV that I'm really jealous about. And then there's somebody called Boss Playa. I'll link to him. You got to see his mods. He has like a ton of different mods, and they all seem to have Boba's Bounty. I mean, why do you need 20 different mods to vape one type of juice? I don't know. Maybe they just look like Boba's Bounty. But maybe you just like collecting mods. It's kind of an interesting hobby. There could be worse things to do. But for me, I'm a little bit price shy. And I was looking at these $80, $90, $100, $120 mods and thinking, I'm not going to get like 10 or 12 of these. You know, I just want to find that one mod that I'll never have to buy another one. And I was looking at different reviews and doing some research, and everything was coming up. Provari. Provari, Provari, Provari. So I went ahead, and these are extremely expensive. But one of the reasons why I like them is there's a ton of safety features on them. Number one, of course, is a vent hole. Everything you purchase should have a vent hole in it. Why? Because batteries can fail, and the IMR has magnesium in it. If they fail, they'll discharge poisonous gas, and so you want a place for the gas to exhale, or else the pressure will build up and you'll get an explosion. Or you get the ICR, the cobalt batteries, and they will actually explode, and that's no fun for me. So IMR, protected batteries, and the device itself has a ton of safety features. I'm just looking at their website. On-off mode, of course, 16-second cutoff, short circuit protection, atomizer protection, reverse battery protection, battery monitoring, over discharge protection. So all these wonderful safety features. Like I said, I'm a wussy when it comes to safety. So I wanted to get a nice, safe device. So I finally got my Provari. I was so excited, and I was all set up with these high voltage dual coil tanks. And the way vaping works, something called the Ohm's law, and it takes you a while to get your mind around it. Basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to heat up your cartomizer or your device or your atomizer with watts. And watts is equal to the voltage squared divided by the resistance, or the ohms. So how that works is, say you have a 4 volts, pump this up to 4 volts, you have a 2 ohm device, cartomizer, so that's 4 squared, 16 divided by 2 is 8. Well, dual coil tanks have 2 coils in there, so a 2 ohm dual coil is actually like 4 ohms, and you divide that by 2 and you can get 8 watts, so it doesn't really heat up the coils as much as expected. And one of the little safety features in the Provari, I guess it's the over discharge protection, but there's this other measurement that no one ever really talks about called amps. Maybe Steel Jan could explain this, but it has something to do with how much current can go through your device. And the Provari that I got, the version 1, had a 2.5, I think, amp limit. And because of all the protection, it would figure out what resistance your device is, and then it would cut off the power at a certain point and give you an E2 error. So a 2 ohm dual coil cartomizer, you may want to run at 5 volts or more, but this wouldn't allow you to go up that high, and so you get this sort of anemic vape. So after spending $230 on this, I could not use it for what I thought I was going to use it for.
The House of Pain.
So I was kind of upset, and I still tried different types of tanks. You know, I could do it with a single coil. My first tank I got was the Notta tank from stormysvapor, and I just put this together just for this video because it is a pain in the butt to put together. You have to sort of shove these little plastic or rubber gaskets into the tank, and there's a little hole here up here for filling, so you have to fill it with a syringe, and it's really a struggle to put one of these together. I mean, they work, and they're very inexpensive. And then I forgot the second tank I got, but the juice in it cracked the tank. I have very bad tank karma.
The House of Pain.
And then I started getting, I tried the Smoke Tech tanks, which were also inexpensive. After breaking my $25 tank, I could get like a $10 tank and play around with it. But I wasn't really happy with the single coils. I couldn't use the dual coil, so I was trying some of the top coil tanks, and one of them I got was the Stone tank. And I mean, it produced a ton of vapor, but I kept getting this silicon chemical taste to it, which made it unvapable for me. And I think I am just sensitive to the silicon taste. I don't know. I tried to do everything to get that flavor out. I tried soaking it in peroxide. I started soaking it in vodka. I fluffed the wicks, as you can see. I burned the wicks. As much as I hate to cut my nipples, I actually like how these are designed. You just open them up, easy to fill. But they have these little nipples inside, and I think it was Vapor Chase. He's sort of a nipple expert. Had a way to mod these nipples by cutting out the inside ring. I don't think this is the one I did it, but cutting out the ring on the inside, widening the gaps. So I did everything I could to modify the Stone tank, and I just could not get the silicone flavor. It was this nasty chemical taste. And I don't think everyone has the same experience that I did, because I noticed on the ECF forums most people did not have that experience with the Stone tank. They had leaking issues. This is a version 1, it's now up to a version 3, so you might want to get one just to check it out. But for me, anything that uses these silicone nipples, I'm just going to stay away from, because I'm obviously not a nipple man. Okay, so then I tried the Vision Grandes, which are these, and these have a silicone stopper in it. You know, this big old honking stopper that fits over the ceramic cup, and it has 4 wicks instead of just 1 or 2. I mean, it has 2 widths across, so there's 4 strands coming out. And this produced a lot of vapor. I wasn't so crazy about this whistle tip because I'm always like trying to get it just right. I'm not crazy about the feel of it in the mouth. Not crazy about the whistle tip. And this was okay. It's kind of expensive because you can't really replace anything in it. How much were these? I want to say $10 for one. But you can't, you know, if the coil bursts or fails, you can't replace the insides. And the cartomizer tanks, of course, you can, once if the coil dies or the cartomizer dies, you can just replace it. Okay, so coming full circle, after going through all this, I just wasn't even using this Provari. Spent all this money on it, and
the House of Pain.
I wasn't using it. And then, of course, several months after I get it, and I found out about, you know, the amp limit on this version 1 Provari, I found out they upgraded the Provari to 3.5 amps, which would allow you to use the dual coils at higher resistances. Or you can like pump the volts up using a 2.0 ohm dual coil. So finally they fixed the problem that I had that was preventing me from using the device the way I wanted it. Of course, after I got it. So once again,
the House of Pain.
I was not happy. I was very not happy. Because I wasn't about to buy another one. But then I heard that Provape was offering to upgrade the version 1s to version 2. And it was just $20. I mean, $20 is $20, but compared to buying a whole new Provari. So I jumped on that opportunity. And I have to say this about Provape. They have excellent customer service. It's kind of difficult to find out on their website of when to buy or how to upgrade it. I think it's on their fact page. And then you have to email them your order number of the Provari you got. And they answered within like 12 hours, and I mailed it out on a Friday, and I got it, and I thought it was going to be like 2 or 3 weeks, whatever. But I got it back the next Friday. I mean, I live in California, and they're in Washington, so it wasn't a huge distance between us. But I was amazed at how quickly I got it back. They didn't even wait for the check to clear. They must have gotten it, switched it out, made the upgrade, and mailed it back. So I now have a version 2 Provari. And I have my dual coil tank. And once again, I'm now able to use the Provari the way I wanted to. And it is fantastic. I love the warm vapor. I love the strength of it. It does enhance the flavor. Except there is one more little hitch. My husband Dennis has decided, I've been trying to get him to quit analog cigarettes and to start vaping. He has decided that this is now his device. I finally got him to start vaping, And this is the device, the only device he'll use is of course the Provari. And I'm borrowing it now just to do this video, but I now don't have a Provari. I now just have my Kagos that I use, which I love the Kagos. They're light, you can carry them around anywhere. I mean, it's kind of like a cigar, but... So my conundrum now is I don't really want to buy another $200 device. I'm back. Sorry about that, but my camera got full, so I had to do some cleaning out. Okay, I just wanted to recap. I no longer have a Provari. This now belongs to my husband, Dennis. And he's kindly letting me borrow it to review it. And now, basically, all I have now are my Kago mods, which I like using with the Stardust. And I really do like the higher voltage. I can just show you. This is 2.0. How much is this atomizer? The atomizer. Oh, 2.5. This is 2.5. 2.6. How much volts do we have? Oh, this is actually 6. It's at 6 volts. It's at its highest setting. Okay, this explains a lot. This is why the batteries are... I was wondering why Dennis was having trouble with his batteries always dying a lot quicker than I thought it would, because this would usually last me a couple days. But he has it on 6 volts, 2.5 ohms. And I really like this. So I would like to get another 5 or 6 volt device so I can use dual coil tanks. If I don't get that, I'm kind of interested in a bottom feeder, but those are kind of expensive too. At least the Rios are, and I would like to wait until they design a Rio specifically for a kick. And the kick is really what I'm interested in, getting a less expensive tube mod where I could use a variable power device rather than setting the volts. You just set how much watts you want and it will auto adjust. But the kick is 45 bucks, and tube mods run from $50 to $100. So do I want to go that route? It's probably a good deal, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. You can advise me. Put your comments below. What should I get next? And I think that's it. This video has run a little long, so live long and vape.